We could talk about love all we want. But Lamaisa, to mamish love another yid, it's not always so pashut. Not always so simple. Hashem gave us this experience right now, Dira B'Tachtoinim, it's called Chassidus. What does it feel like in our experience? Each human being feels like they're at the center of the entire world. I have a name, I have a consciousness. What's close to me, what's far to me, what's up, what's down. I'm in the center of my reality. How do I rise above it to create another higher point of focus, to feel a greater identity? We can see that Am Yisrael had great chachamim, great scholars for our time, great Torah learners. But even Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva, the holy Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva, were nifter between Pesach and Atzeres, shelo nagu kavod ze bazeh. Unbelievable. Obviously, we need to daven. Everyone that wants to get to this level, like anything. Rav Nosson of Breslov writes that any chisaron that he sees in the world is either they didn't daven at all or they didn't daven enough. Because if you would really, really care, Hashem should give me, Alavai, I'm talking to myself, the chus to really care, to really love. By the Rebbe's achana to the mitzvah, they say is aggressive in the mitzvah. The Rebbe's would spend hours and hours preparing for a mitzvah. The Barditchever, stories of Barditchever before the lulav or before menorah, spilling the oil everywhere, breaking lulavim. I was like, the hype of the before. Sometimes it's more, getting excited, building the kalim. The kalim in Chassidus, all Oros and kalim, Kabbalah. But what does it feel like in my experience? Kalim comes from klot nefesh. A nefesh, a spirit that's so dry, that's so yearning, that's so prepared, that's so waiting. That's a female type of attitude in my being. That's ready to receive light. Ready to receive all. V'ahavta l'racha kamocha, ze klal gadol b'Torah. Rabbi Akiva, the holy Rabbi Akiva, the Rebbe of all these Talmidim that passed away, walked away with a very, very deep, deep lesson. He lost 24,000 Talmidim. His whole yeshiva was erased in a couple of weeks for issues of attitude, issues of not having love. And he comes out with this great, great message. V'ahavta l'recha kamocha ze klal gadol b'Torah. Now today, people could use all kinds of loose words, the klal gadol, klal katan, all kinds of words. But when the Tanoim said klal, then the Gemara says, klal miklal deika prati. If it's a klal, it's klal gadol and Shabbos. Klal is not a loose word to use. It's koilel the entire Torah. When the ger that came to Hillel and Shammai, everyone knows the story. Ma desani alach l'chavach le'tavid. Ve'idach zil gemar. The whole Torah really is a deep attitude that we could have to each other. And I ask myself, when do I ever do achana to the mitzvah v'ahavta l'recha kamocha? It's such a great mitzvah. Mamash includes all the worlds. Here I'm in a room with a bunch of chavras. Some of you guys I know, some I don't know. Look around. All types are here. You go to a chasana, you go onto a plane, you go into a room. You're going to meet 100, 1,000 yidden. Rich ones, poor ones, smelly ones, stinky ones, all kinds of ones. Yidden come in all shapes and sizes, man. It's like no group looks the same. The mitzvah of Ahavta l'recha kamocha, Rabbi Yom Tov, requires so much achana. Is it natural to actually love someone else? If you say yes, then you're lying to yourself, to others. Anyone that's real, it's not lo pashut. Tanya goes on a deep explanation in Perek Lamed Beis how to get to this love, deep meditations, deep contemplations. Right? To love everybody, Rabbi Yom Tov? Not so simple.
Simple.
Simple. Rabbi Yom Tov, zchutat hagen aleinu.
Have a great formula.
All right.
Well, let me give you some of our formula. Let's melt down the walls. Amen. So if you realize Shahakal Nebadvar is a certain formula. But we're talking about by the great Rebbes, Min Karlin, I'm sure if you learned Sfarim, you learned in Yanim, how much the Rebbes prepared for mitzvahs. And it's something that I've been speaking to myself about for many years already, doing a achana for the mitzvah Ahavta L'Recha Kamoicha. I'm about to go into any kind of space with all kinds of Yidden. I don't know who I'm going to meet. A month ago, my niece got married. I go to the chasana in Bnei Brak. You know what's going to be there? I don't know. Nobody knows. So I take some time a little bit before to really make space in my heart for all the Meshiganas and all the funny guys and all the Chevra and all the Inyanim. I don't know if everyone meets them, but they all come to me. So all kinds of Chevra, normal ones, forget about it. You have to make so much space for the normal Chevra. The mitzvah Ahavta L'Recha Kamoicha is not, if Rabbi Akiva, the holy Rabbi Akiva, the whole Torah Shabbal Peh that we have is Rabbi Akiva. And when he tells us the words Klal Godel, it's not poetic justice. It's not, Klal Godel means that this mamish includes the entire Torah in it. And therefore, I want to introduce this concept of achana to the mitzvah of Ahavta L'Recha Kamoicha. To really get ready. Even you go in a regular day into your office, into a bus, wherever you go, you meet all kinds of brothers, all kinds of sisters. Say one thing, nobody's going to be like you. Nobody. Everyone with their uniqueness. Golda Meir, when she met whoever was Nixon, whoever was the president then, she told him, I have 250 million people here. You have 5 million chevra by you guys. She told him, Mr. President, you have 250 people, but we have 5 million prime ministers. Every Yid knows how to run the country. Sometimes they're a barber, sometimes they're a cab driver, but every Yid is a ganze tutzach. Atem tiyuli mamlechet kohanim vegoy kadosh. It's not coincidence. We're a mamleches kohanim. Every one of us is mamish representing the highest. Our uniqueness, our differences are not by mistake. They're mamish designed. So does my heart mamish have room to expand in so many different directions? I got to make room for it. Adam karov etzel atzmo, the Gemara says. We all love ourselves. You love ourselves. I say something even not so nice, but you go to sit in the bathroom, you even like the way you smell. Another guy smells horrible, but you're verstinken azache, and for you can handle it because it's yours.
It's like a kid.
It's like a kid. You see this, you see an ugly baby. So his mother looks at him. She's so beautiful. He looks exactly like her. We love ourselves. We don't chap how much we love ourselves. We don't know how much we're stuck in ourselves. If you tell yourself it's easy to love, then it's like a guy tells me, I love everybody. You don't love anybody, my friend. Anybody. Tell me who you hate, then we'll talk about who you love. There's no hatred in your heart. There's no love in your heart. You're just politically correct, Nebuch. So the big tzaddikim, they mamish spent time and technique and davening getting to this. Some tzaddikim wrote about this, like the Holy Baal Tanya. A month and a half ago, 2 months ago, we had the schus to be by the Holy Noam Elimelech. The Noam Elimelech mamish, like Shlomo would say, the sweetest of the sweet, the deepest of the deep, the Rebbe of all the Rebbes. Who could talk about the Noam Elimelech? Reb Zusha and Reb Melech. Who could talk? L'chaim. I know, you hear Melech, you hear Poland, you make a L'chaim. About it. L'chaim Yidden, L'chaim. So the Holy Noam Elimelech, we were by him. Everyone knows the Noam Elimelech has a tefillah koydem at tefillah. Right? You guys know this? Tefillah koydem at tefillah. Before you get to daven, a guy asked me today, we're talking about davening. How do you daven? How do you get to daven? So we'll talk about that. It requires a whole bunch of shiurim and work to be goyal the tefillah from the klipas. But the first thing is you got to know that tefillah is the time of dvekut. That's my showtime. That's my dvekus with Hashem. Tefillah is my time. You gotta know it's very, very important, very relevant, very deep, very holy. So the Nameli Melech, Zchuto Tagen Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, Amen.
Amen.
It's a tefillah koydem a tefillah. And in this tefillah, he goes through a bunch of inyanim. But some of them appear in other davenings also. Forgiveness of the sin, v'chulu, v'chulu. There's many tefillahs that we read. But there's one magical line that we'll sing soon, but first we'll talk about it. Adarabba. Adarabba. Ten belibeinu. Shenireh kol echad ma'alot chaverenu, v'lo chesronam. This word Adarabba, without traumatizing anyone that was traumatized by yeshivas, but Adarabba is a Gemara term that in Yiddish is Punkt verkehrt, right? What is Punkt verkehrt? To the contrary, the opposite. Anyone that doesn't understand what Adarabba is here? What does that mean? What does that mean? What is the name of the Melech davening? What are we crying to Hashem? Let's say, you're hanging out in a minyan and the guy's like, Mamish, he's not a holy brother. He's not cool. He's not nice. He's pressing all your buttons or some of them or whatever it is. Just, you're having a difficult time, Mamish, loving him. You're reish pei basing this guy and this guy. But this guy, you can't reish pei base him, man. He's like un-reish pei baseable. What's reish pei base? Someone asked? Reish pei base is from the deep. We'll get to that also from the deep. The entire, first of all, the Chaim. The Holy Reb Nachman of Breslev. The Holy Reb Nachman of Breslev was predated his time, hundreds of years. He was actually screaming into the hollow darkness of Gullus. He wasn't looking at people of his time. Reb Nachman could have made great Hasidic dynasty, all kinds of Zachen. But he chose to connect to the end of times, to connect to the darkest of times. And this is deep Torah, Reish Pei Beis in Likutei Moharan. Anyone that doesn't know it should learn it, and if you know it, you should learn it again and again and again. How to see good, how to see the good. How to see that everything is mamish good. But let's say your mom is trying to see Reish Pei Beis in the Yid, and it's not pashut. So the Holy Nameli Melech tells us Adarabba. What is Adarabba? What is Adarabba? This energy of Adarabba is a very wild energy in the Gemara. We don't always find Adarabba energy. Some of the guys wrong, he argues. Adarabba means Punkt verkehrt. Your whole approach is actually Ipcha mistabra. The black that you think is actually white, the up is actually down. How does this fit into the approach? I'm supposed to look at another Yid. I look at myself. I know that I have ugliness in myself. I have bad midot. I have things that I do that are wrong. Why am I calm and gentle with myself? Because I know that Yerida Tzarech Aliyah and Baal Tanya teaches me that Vada. I understand that I only came here to go higher. So I understand that the negative qualities in me are the ones that I am meant to reverse, I am meant to work on, and through working on them, I'll be Zeichet Olam Haba. What's my connection? What's our connection to Olam Haba? Is that Hashem put us into this selfish, low consciousness. Adam karov etzel atzmo, the Gemara says. Love yourself. And if you're able to get out of it, so I love myself in this way, When I look at you, maybe you're so ugly, maybe I can't see any good in you. So tells us the Holy Nameli Melech teaches us Adarabba. Let me reverse it. Why? Why is there ugliness in you? Because that's your tachtoinim. There's a dira b'tachtoinim. Hashem wanted every being to have elyonim and tachtoinim. Hashem wanted every being to have some kind of lowness to them, and for them to journey into their lowness and to elevate that. That means that actually your low part is actually your step for greatness. It's material that when you reverse it, you'll actually achieve your greatness. The same way in me, my bad midot. Why did Hashem give me bad midot? Because He hates me? Chaz v'shalom. Because He loves me. I'm going to create an alma de shikr for you just so you can get over it and then you can join Olam Haba and without nama de kisufa, as we all know. So when I see your ugliness, wait, simply give us the key. Give us the key.
That's the key.
That means what I see in you. That means that the darkness that I'm seeing in you is the Maila. This is your Maila. Obviously, you have to transform it. Obviously, you have to elevate it. You were given darkness as bricks, as cement, as tool. Build with it beautiful castles. The ugliness in you was not meant to stay ugly. It's meant to be reversed. We all got, this is why we're here, because we're not all there. Because if we were there, we would be there. There's many neshamas and atzilus and malachim and gevald, all kinds of hoiche and yunim, vai, oi, oi, oi. But we're not there. We're in the low, we're in the gashmi. Why? Because this is our step for greatness. This is our opportunity that Abba Shebashamayim gives us. Our nefesh habe'emit. When it says in the Medrash, Vayar Elohim et kol asher asa, v'ine tov me'od. It says the Medrash, tov ze malach ha'chaim. Me'od ze malach ha'mavet. The good in you is okay. But you know what's really gewalt in you? The challenging, the difficulties. Me'od is the letters of Edom. Sometimes it's Edom. Sometimes it's Adam. That's our claim to be an Adam. Because I had a Me'od. I had this insane quality in me and I controlled it and I harnessed it and I elevated it and I purified it. So when I look at you and I see that you're mamish, maybe you're not climbing your mountain, but what is that mountain meant to do? Some schnitzel? Without bread? Help me out, my friend. Shani